Hey, what's up, folks? Today we're going to jump into one of my favorite sci-fi subgenres, cyberpunk, and discuss the 1990 cyberpunk horror cult classic Hardware, directed by Richard Stanley. One of my favorite sci-fi movies from the 90s, from that period of industrial, really gritty sci-fi films that were just kind of a thing in the 90s. This was one of the best ones that came out of that period, in my opinion. Not just going to talk about the film, though. I got right here the new Umbrella Entertainment 4K and Blu-ray Collector's Edition release, which I'm very excited to review for you all and see if this is the definitive version of Hardware. Is it worth picking up for fans like me of post-apocalyptic movies? For those unfamiliar, Hardware is a bleak, stylish mix of cyberpunk and slasher horror, set in a nuclear scorched wasteland. It follows a scavenger played by Dylan McDermott, who unknowingly gifts his metal sculptor girlfriend a deactivated cyborg skull, which is a bad idea. It turns out this hunk of steel belongs to the Mark 13, a self-repairing biomechanical murder machine. What makes Hardware so special isn't just its dystopian premise, but the way Richard Stanley brings it to life. The film's visual language is so evocative, just drenched in these blood-red neon and toxic yellows with a raw, grimy texture that just perfectly captures a world in decay. And then you add to that a killer industrial soundtrack featuring Ministry and Public Image Limited, plus cameos by Iggy Pop and Fields of the Nephilim's Carl McCoy. Alright, so let's talk about Umbrella's brand new 4K transfer. Supervised by Richard Stanley himself, and I gotta say it makes a massive difference. This 4K release is also complete, uncensored, and uncut. The increased resolution sharpens details, but without stripping away that gritty, grimy aesthetic that really defined Hardware. Those deep reds, toxic yellows, and blues pop like never before, making the apocalyptic visuals more immersive while staying faithful to the original 35mm format. What's impressive, and I give Richard Stanley credit for this, is that this restoration doesn't over-polish the film. The grain is still intact, the rough texture still feels organic. This isn't some waxy digital cleanup. It's a true upgrade that respects the original vision, and I love it for that. Umbrella has packed this release with insane extras. This limited edition set includes a 150-page hardback book filled with never-before-seen behind-the-scenes photos, concept art, and Richard Stanley's own experiences on the set. A 100-page softback book featuring the never-released Hardware 2 Ground Zero script, 8 collectible art cards, and an A3 reversible poster. So yeah, it's a stacked release and also includes a bunch of special features. If you love behind-the-scenes featurettes and learning about the making of a movie, this set really delivers. We get a brand new audio commentary with Richard Stanley, plus a second commentary with Stanley. There's also a brand new interview with Stanley, as well as another producer, Stephen Woolley. There's this video essay titled Hardware, Richard Stanley's Bitter Message of Hopeless Grief by Bryn Tilley, which explores the film's deeper themes. And then we have No Flesh Shall Be Spared, The Making of Hardware, a feature-length documentary that digs into how this cyberpunk nightmare came to life. And even Richard Stanley's early short films and documentary work, like Rites of Passage, Incidents in an Expanding Universe, and The Voice of the Moon. So this just isn't a Hardware release, it's a full-blown Richard Stanley archive. Alright, so here's the final verdict. The 4K restoration is quite stunning, and like I said, just preserves the raw, grimy look of the original film, while making everything sharper and more vivid, so just gives you the best of both worlds. You can also pick up the 4K release of this without all the bonus materials, but if you're into film production and history and want a more encyclopedic look into the movie, then this is a great buy. I totally recommend it. So yeah, that wraps it up. Let me know if you're going to pick up this 4K collector's edition. Also, let me know what your favorite dystopian movie is if you have one. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video here.